First, let's look at view first construction, where we do it declaratively in the XAML. XAML parsing kicks in just as your view is being constructed, initiated by the call to initialize component that is in your view's constructor, whether the view is a window, user control, or page. The parser generally works top to bottom and left to right as it works its way through your XAML. It calls the default constructor for each element as it encounters it, and then sets any properties for the constructed object based on the attributes of that element. It also wires up event handlers based on the attributes as well. Properties can also be set using nested elements for when the value of the property is an object that needs to be constructed as well. As a result of this process, simply adding your view model as a nested element in the setter for the data context property allows you to satisfy the basic equation of MVVM. Another way you can do view first construction is by simply constructing the view model yourself in the code behind of your view and setting the data context property there with the instance. If you use this approach, you'll typically do this in the constructor method for your view, but you could also defer the construction until the loaded event of the view fires. One reason for constructing the view model in the code behind instead of the XAML is that the view model constructor takes parameters. XAML parsing can only construct elements if they have a default constructor. So if the view model needs to have something passed into it that is accessible from the code behind of the view, that might be another reason for doing the construction in the code behind. Another reason would be if you're using something like a dependency injection container to do the construction of the view model so that it can inject any dependencies the view model has. Let's start putting together a sample that demonstrates view first construction and that we can build on for the rest of the demos for this module and the next.